Christina laid out this concept of, they had a dominating market share when it came to training AI models. But inference, the new kind of phase of all of this, is different. It's much more fragmented, and therefore you see the spending spree by Nvidia to try and, ensure that they have this moat around their business. How well do you think they are accomplishing that? Have they been able to really remove competitive threats as it pertains to inference?
Yeah, first of all, good morning, Leslie. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year. This is a very big inflection. The last few years have been all about building this pre-training. We've seen NVIDIA dominate the market, more than 94% of this GPU space. But then over the last part of 2025, we heard a lot about Google and its TPU and Amazon and Trainium. And Jensen had sort of brushed it off at different times, saying, these XPU projects are, they're a year behind, they're 2 years behind. I think the Grok deal was the first time that you really saw Jensen acknowledge. Now, he's always acknowledged the importance of inference, but acknowledging that maybe it's a talent game, maybe it's a architecture game. We know that memory is super constrained, and the way Grok approaches memory to do inference is very unique. So I think Jensen, you hear this phrase, Leslie, a lot, that, Jensen's playing 4D chess. I think he's playing it on talent. I think he's playing it on supply chain. I think he's playing it on the inference economics, because he knows he's got this large market share, but he does need to preserve it. So I think these moves are good moves, but it's a short game and a long game. And I think it's more a long game that he's playing right now.
Yeah, the talent element is really interesting, because oftentimes when you see a company try and build out a competitive, moat around a certain business, it is because of the R&D. It is because of the product. Talent is a little trickier. You have to, you're dealing with humans. People can leave. You have to pay people a lot. And it's oftentimes difficult to assess the value that a human might deliver to your business as well. So how do you kind of assess as an investor this strategy, especially when you're talking about, hundreds of people and their competencies and how they'll deliver those competencies for a massive company like Nvidia?
Yeah, what we know, and I think Mark Zuckerberg has really sort of set the stage of just how big an investment can be in the right talent. Now, we did have Meta as one of our best ideas. I think you and I talked about this last week, but those investments don't necessarily pay off immediately. And so the opportunity for a $2 to $3 billion spend on AI 21, which is generating $50 million in revenue, has to be based upon what we think is the theme of 2026. And this theme is going to be about agentic AI and enterprise AI. One of the big reasons that we had this bubble debate almost the second entire half of 2025 was because we're trying to figure out where the revenue comes from. Like the CapEx spend, we understand all the constraint, and we understand that every hyperscaler is going to continue to spend at an alarming rate to get there first for AGI, ASI, whatever we want to call it today. But what we also know is that enterprise is where 95% of the data that is going to, basically enable enterprises to make money, more productivity, more efficiency with AI. And that data sits behind the firewall, and those enterprise tools and those agents, those need to be built. And it's a small subset of people out there that have the understanding and the talent to do this. So whether it's Mark Zuckerberg, whether it's been Google with their decade-long investments in DeepMind, et cetera, Jensen knows that he's got to bring the best talent in to make sure that he's able to play in all parts of the stack. So we think he's playing the right game, and he's also playing the right game with supply chain, going and securing the wafer and the packaging capacity with TSMC, and even what he's been able to do with memory and getting ahead there, and maybe even slowing down the XPUs from Google. So Jensen's playing the game on all these different fronts.
Like most of the previous few years, Nvidia shareholders saw ups and downs in 2025. But by the end of the year, it had been worthwhile. Last year, Nvidia's stock increased by 39%, more than twice the return on the market. Will Nvidia's gravity finally meet its match in 2026? Not in my opinion. Let's discuss some of the reasons I think the most valuable firm in the world by market capitalization will continue to beat overall market returns in the coming year. 1. Revenue continues to soar. Get your radar gun out if you're wondering why Nvidia became the first firm to surpass $5 trillion in market capitalization, even if it only did it for a short time in late October. In recent years, revenue has been booming. Take a look at how Nvidia's top line has increased over the past 5 years, with the exception of one. Fiscal 2021, 53% higher. Fiscal 2022, 61% higher. Fiscal 2023, 0% higher. fiscal 2024, 126% higher, and fiscal 2025, 114% higher. Nvidia's revenue has increased by 62% 9 months into fiscal 2026. Yes, that is where we are right now. It anticipates a 65% increase for the fiscal fourth quarter, which concludes later this month. In 5 of the previous 6 years, revenue has increased by at least 53%. In 5 of the previous 6 fiscal years, Nvidia's top line has increased by 61% or more when the starting lineup is moved up. 2. The noise of the trade war is sandbagging this year. It's not nice to see revenue slow down in fiscal 2026 after more than doubling in consecutive years, but there's a showdown going on. The economy of China is the second largest in the world. Before the U.S. shocked the globe with the possibility of tariffs during the chip giant's fiscal first quarter, the nation accounted for a sizable portion of Nvidia's commerce. Nvidia was unable to sell its expensive artificial intelligence, AI, chips in China due to trade restrictions. For Nvidia, the present terms of the agreement to resume sales will prove expensive. Analysts predict that sales growth would drop to 50% in fiscal 2027, but if Nvidia can once again compete on an even playing field, this forecast might significantly increase. 3. AI is here to stay. It's likely that you've heard enough about AI lately. Everyone appears to have an opinion on the subject, and it could appear that this will only lead to AI bubble bursting or AI fatigue. Have you thought of a more pleasant option? Even stodgy enterprises are being revitalized by generative AI, which simplifies complex processes. Just because a subject is popular doesn't mean that businesses are increasing their AI spending. Being left behind is not an option because AI is the most revolutionary development since the smartphone. 4. Nvidia remains affordable. You might think that Nvidia is priced at a high premium to the market because of its difficult journey to become a 14-bagger over the last 5 years. You're both correct and incorrect. Over the last 5 years, revenue has increased 12-fold. During that time, net income has increased 23 times. The reflection in the rearview mirror might appear rich. Nvidia's price is 46 times higher than its earnings. Now look at the road ahead through the windshield. The current price of Nvidia is less than 25 times its projected earnings. For a stock that is anticipated to grow at least twice as quickly on both ends of the income statement, it is undoubtedly more than reasonable. Is it possible for Nvidia's stock to drop any farther without moving lower? Of course. For example, during the past 3 months, analyst earnings per share forecasts for the current fiscal year, which ends later this month, have increased from $6.36 to $7.57. In a year, how much higher do you believe that goal will be? Now consider how much more Nvidia can achieve in that time. Nvidia will beat the market in the 2026 foot race, if I'm correct. Investors in Nvidia suffered during the trade conflict with China. Shares fell below $87 per share in April of last year, their lowest point of the year. Similar to its fellow Magnificent Seven members, Nvidia suffered from Chinese AI advancements as well as economic uncertainty about the impact of tariffs. Due to adverse pressure from the larger market, Nvidia's stock continued to decline. However, some investors are still hopeful for a long-term recovery, which appeared to be the case later in the year. As macro data improved and some tariff concerns subsided, the stock rose back to all-time highs, and Nvidia became the first business with a $5 trillion market cap. The stock of Nvidia is still trading close to its peak. However, opinions among analysts and investors on Nvidia stock are not wholly optimistic. This study examines 3 possible outcomes and the potential value of Nvidia stock in 2030. However, the pessimistic view that dominated Wall Street at the beginning of last year is still present. The AI boom might go on, but it's still speculative, and there were good reasons why Nvidia's stock fell last spring. Nvidia might still be at a turning point given its difficulties. Although we are unsure of the stock's future direction, we can make educated guesses using the available facts. This is what we are doing. Nvidia's performance through 2030, AI infrastructure dominance, is primarily driven by 3 factors. Nvidia's H100, H200 GPUs and QD software ecosystem are thought to account for 80% of the market for AI accelerators. Customers of Nvidia find it difficult to move to a different supplier. Because of this, The business has been able to dominate its sector and attract repeat business year after year. It is therefore in a good position to profit from the $400 billion AI chip market that is anticipated to rise by 2030. 2. Data center expansion. From $4.3 billion in Q1 2023 to over $35.6 billion in Q4 2024, the company's data center income has increased significantly. As AI workloads increase rapidly, maintaining leadership in this area will need ongoing innovation in GPU architecture and energy efficiency. Nvidia has accomplished that thus far. 3. Margin preservation. One of the main criticisms leveled against Nvidia is that it might not be able to maintain its enormous margins when rivals catch up and draw in more clients. This hasn't happened yet, and Nvidia has done a good job of holding on to its market share. As a result, the company was able to achieve industry-leading gross margins in Q4 of FY 2025 at 73%. Will it soar to new heights or plummet even lower? Nvidia's stock price in 2030 is predicted by Wall Street to reach $491 per share in our bull case, $265 in our base case, and $38 in our bear case. In comparison to current levels, that would indicate rises of 163.3% and 42.1% and decreases of 79.6%, respectively. A particular scenario study of Nvidia's business segments is the source of each of these estimations. If all of that revenue comes in and margins hold, $491 per share is feasible, with a net income of about $240 billion. The stock will still require investors to pay a 50x TTM earnings multiple. $12 trillion would be the market capitalization. Considering how much ground Nvidia would need to cover, the probability of this occurring is quite low. The Nvidia share price base case. The following presumptions apply to our basic case: AI growth. By 2030, data center revenue is expected to reach $230 billion at a 15% CAGR. Nvidia may do that if it maintains a 60% to 65% market share here, particularly if rivals continue to lag behind. Success of the AI narrative. In order for Nvidia to achieve our base case price of $241, the AI narrative would still need to be successful. Investors would swiftly reduce the growth premium to a discount if there was no growth. In the simplest scenario, Nvidia would be worth $8.9 trillion. For a more thorough examination of our base case, we highly advise reading this share price forecast. The Nvidia share price bear case. The significant difference between the basic case and the bear scenario may have caught your attention. This is primarily due to the bear case's assumption that the AI narrative would not succeed. That would have disastrous effects on Nvidia and its stock. The company's direct connection to AI and its future is the only factor contributing to the share's high price. Without it, its reputation as a gaming GPU manufacturer with some ties to cryptocurrency mining will return. That scenario is unlikely, though. The demand for AI won't go away quickly. On the other hand, the advancement of AI can stall. Nvidia would consequently slow down as well. For it to keep up its speed and high margins, it requires constant orders from hyperscalers and AI startups. Companies are unlikely to upgrade their GPUs to whatever Nvidia has to offer if AI slows down, and they are no longer prepared to operate large AI models at a loss. As a result, investors would no longer pay a growth premium for the stock, Nvidia's margins would be destroyed, and sales growth would turn red. In this case, $38 is fair, if not a little extravagant, given that Nvidia would still be valued at $932 billion. In any case, $241 is still our baseline for 2030. This is why Nvidia will reach $10 trillion and AI is not a bubble. How is Nvidia able to maintain its profits? Driven by an unquenchable global demand for large-scale model training, NVDA has dominated the AI revolution for the past 3 years. However, the company's recent strategic move, signing a historic $20 billion licensing deal with startup Grok and hiring its top executives, indicates a dramatic shift in the Silicon Valley environment. Nvidia is beginning to reduce its risks against the looming inference threat as the industry moves from the build to the deploy stage. However, what does this signify for the business? Choosing particular equities is not as wise as allocating assets. During the 2008-09 period, when the S&P dropped by over 40%, the asset allocation techniques of Trefis's Boston-based wealth management subsidiary produced positive returns. This strategy also includes the Trefis high-quality portfolio, from the development of the model until its deployment. Up until now, training, the resource-intensive process of teaching an AI model with enormous datasets, has been the key to Nvidia's dominance. This necessitates the brute power of cutting-edge GPUs like the Blackwell and H100. However, inference, the process by which a trained model successfully answers user questions, is where AI's long-term economic benefit lies. A helpful comparison is that inference represents the OpEx phase of AI, which is anticipated to grow into a much larger and more sustainable market, while training represents the CapEx phase, which has been the main driver of Nvidia's triple-digit growth thus far. A significant shift in the Silicon Valley landscape is indicated by Nvidia's most recent strategic move, a large $20 billion licensing deal with startup Grok and the hiring of its senior executives. We see the agreement as a kind of acknowledgement from Nvidia that inference will play a major role in future workloads. In other words, Nvidia is getting ready for a market where latency and cost per token will be more important than raw training throughput. SRAM, static random access memory, is used by Grok's specialized language processing units, LPUs, to deliver extraordinarily quick replies, removing the memory constraints that sometimes impede traditional GPUs. Nvidia is successfully protecting itself against specialized architectures that could carry out inference more rapidly, cheaply, and efficiently than a general-purpose GPU by enlisting the help of Grok's founder and former Google chip architect Jonathan Ross. $14 billion in parent plans for TikTok, the Nvidia purchasing spree. The major internet corporations in China are increasing their spending as the need for artificial intelligence infrastructure continues to rise globally. ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, is increasing its investment in AI and intends to spend over 100 billion yuan, $14 billion, on Nvidia chips in 2026. According to SCMP on Wednesday, ByteDance's aggressive push to build AI infrastructure across its apps, cloud services, and massive language models is reflected in the proposed budget, which is up from over 85 billion yuan in 2025. By 2026, the corporation may have invested up to 160 billion yuan in AI, according to reports. Investments in in-house chips and memory are taking shape. The company's internal semiconductor division has advanced with the tape-out of a new processor intended to compete with Nvidia's H20 chip for the Chinese market, providing a more affordable option, at a private valuation of about $500 billion. The increase in spending is being driven by rising computational demand across its Volcano Engine cloud platform, TikTok, Douyin, and its AI models. Additionally, the business is making significant investments in memory technology, such as high-bandwidth memory. In order to meet the demand in China, Nvidia is thinking of increasing the production of its H200 AI chips. According to President Donald Trump, Nvidia would be able to sell H200 chips to China as long as it pays a 25% fee on each shipment. Although Beijing has not yet legally approved any H200 imports, Alibaba Group Holding Limited and ByteDance have already approached Nvidia to place significant purchases. Vivek Arya, an analyst at Bank of America Securities, reaffirmed Nvidia as his top choice for AI, stating that the business continues to lead AI computing by at least a generation. He did, however, warn that as Nvidia negotiates new U.S. export regulations, there is still uncertainty surrounding China. As the demand for its GPUs continued to expand rapidly due to global AI, Nvidia became the first business to exceed a $4.5 trillion market value in October. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.